Derek Bieri built his reputation on a simple but powerful idea. Old machines are never truly dead, just waiting for someone stubborn enough to listen to them again. Through years of filming himself reviving rusted cars abandoned in fields and barns, he became a familiar figure to millions who found comfort in his humor, honesty, and ability to turn failure into progress. Yet recently, something changed. Uploads slowed, messages became vague, and the once steady rhythm of content began to feel uncertain. Fans started wondering if burnout had finally caught up with him, or if something deeper was unfolding away from the camera. Derek was never the type to chase perfection or artificial hype, but his sudden silence felt different, almost like a pause in a story that wasn't finished. Speculation grew quickly, as it always does in the digital world, but beneath it all remained a simple truth. People weren't just missing videos about old cars, they were missing the man who made those stories feel alive, grounded, and real in a way few others could replicate. A philosophy forged in rust and patience. Long before online attention found him, Derek Bieri was just a hands-on problem solver drawn to anything mechanical that others had already given up on. He didn't approach old vehicles as junk or lost causes, but as time capsules filled with possibility. This mindset shaped everything he built later in life, turning simple garage experiments into a storytelling style that felt both raw and authentic. Instead of polishing imperfections away, he highlighted them, showing viewers that progress is rarely clean or predictable. His approach was never about flashy tools or expensive restorations, but about patience, intuition, and a willingness to fail publicly. That honesty became his signature. People didn't just watch him fix engines, they watched him navigate uncertainty with humor and persistence. Over time, this philosophy grew into something larger than entertainment. It became a quiet reminder that value can exist in forgotten places, and that rebuilding something broken often reflects the process of rebuilding parts of ourselves as well. From northern winters to a slower southern rhythm. At one point in his journey, Derek made a significant life shift by moving from colder northern environments to the warmer, more open landscapes of Tennessee. This change wasn't driven by ambition or fame, but by practicality and lifestyle. Working on cars in harsh winters had always been a challenge, slowing down projects and limiting creativity. The new environment allowed him to extend his work throughout the year, but more importantly, it offered space, both physical and mental, to breathe. The slower pace of life aligned with his values, giving him time to focus not just on production, but on family and long-term goals. For Derek, this move represented more than geography. It symbolized a decision to prioritize meaningful living over constant hustle. The garage didn't just change location, it evolved into a shared environment where work, family, and personal fulfillment could exist together. In many ways, the setting itself became part of the storytelling, shaping the tone of everything he created afterward. Building stories, instead of just restoring engines. What set Derek Bieri apart was never just mechanical skill, but the way he turned every repair into a narrative. Each vehicle he worked on came with its own invisible history, and he treated every rusted frame as if it carried memories worth preserving. Rather than presenting polished tutorials, he allowed viewers to experience the unpredictability of real restoration work, the stalled engines, the missing parts, the unexpected failures, and the small victories that followed. Humor often played a key role, not as distraction, but as a way of making frustration relatable. His storytelling approach blurred the line between entertainment and lived experience. People weren't simply watching cars get fixed, they were watching persistence in action. This authenticity created a strong emotional connection with his audience, many of whom weren't even automotive enthusiasts. They came for the cars but stayed for the honesty. Over time, his content became less about machines and more about resilience, patience, and the satisfaction of seeing effort slowly transform into progress. Why audiences connected to the imperfect process? In a digital landscape dominated by polished visuals and instant results, Derek Bieri's content stood out because it embraced imperfection. Nothing in his work felt scripted or overly refined. Instead, viewers were shown the real process, messy, unpredictable, and often frustrating. This transparency created trust, and trust created loyalty. People saw themselves in his struggles, whether or not they had ever worked on a car. The appeal wasn't technical knowledge alone but emotional relatability. Watching him wrestle with stubborn bolts or failing engines reminded audiences that persistence matters more than perfection. Even setbacks were treated as part of the journey rather than failures to hide. This mindset challenged the modern expectation that everything should work quickly and smoothly. In Derek's world, progress took time, mistakes were expected, and success was earned through repetition. That perspective resonated deeply with viewers who were tired of unrealistic portrayals of achievement and instead wanted something grounded, human, and real. Family, support, and the hidden structure. Behind the garage. Behind Derek Bieri's visible work stood a strong family foundation that played a crucial role in sustaining his creative life. His wife, Jessica, acted as both organizer and stabilizer, managing responsibilities that kept their daily operations functional while allowing Derek to focus on filming and mechanical work. Her role, though often unseen, was essential in maintaining balance between public content and private life. Their children also became part of the broader narrative, especially their son Bentley, who began exploring his own interest in mechanics through independent content creation. This generational continuation reflected how deeply embedded the passion for rebuilding and learning had become within the family. Instead of separating work from home life, the two blended naturally, creating a shared environment of curiosity and creativity. Family wasn't just support in the background, it was part of the engine that kept everything moving forward. Together, they formed a system built not on pressure or expectation, but on shared interest, mutual respect, and everyday collaboration, redefining success beyond wealth or status. For Derek Bieri, success was never defined by luxury, fame, or external validation. Instead, it was measured in smaller, more meaningful moments: the sound of an engine finally starting, the satisfaction of solving a difficult problem, or the simple joy of completing something that once seemed impossible. He often approached projects not as opportunities for recognition, but as personal challenges that tested patience and creativity. This perspective set him apart in an industry where visibility often equates to value. Derek's version of success was deeply grounded in independence and freedom, allowing him to choose projects based on interest rather than pressure. His lifestyle reflected a rejection of traditional expectations, favoring authenticity over appearance. In doing so, he redefined what it meant to achieve something meaningful. Success, in his world, was not about accumulation but about experience, not about status but about satisfaction earned through effort and persistence over time. Setbacks, rumors, and the pressure of public attention. Like many creators who build visibility online, Derek Bieri also faced moments of misunderstanding and speculation. Minor incidents were sometimes exaggerated by audiences, turning jokes or casual remarks into rumors that spread quickly across platforms. One example involved playful comments in a video that were misinterpreted as something more serious, highlighting how easily context can be lost in digital spaces. More significant than rumors, however, were real challenges such as theft incidents involving valuable tools and equipment, which impacted both workflow and trust. These moments tested not only his resilience, but also the strength of his community, which responded with support and solidarity. Through it all, Derek maintained a steady approach, refusing to let external noise dictate his direction. Instead of reacting emotionally, he continued focusing on his work, letting consistency speak louder than speculation. These experiences reinforced the reality that public presence often comes with unpredictable pressures that must be managed with patience and clarity. The Fox Body Mustang Challenge and Mechanical Determination. One of the most defining moments in Derek Bieri's journey involved reviving a long-abandoned Fox Body Mustang that had been sitting unused for over 2 decades. The project was ambitious, not only because of the car's condition, but also because of time constraints and harsh weather conditions approaching during the restoration attempt. Many would have considered the vehicle beyond recovery, but Derek approached it as an opportunity to test both skill and determination. The process involved diagnosing multiple failures, dealing with seized components, and rebuilding essential systems under pressure. Each step required adaptability, as unexpected issues continued to emerge. Despite setbacks, he persisted through methodical problem-solving and hands-on intuition. When the engine finally started after hours of effort, the moment became more than just mechanical success. It symbolized resilience, patience, and the belief that effort can revive even what appears completely lost. This project remains one of the clearest examples of his philosophy in action: community, connection, and shared passion for restoration. Over time, Derek Bieri's work evolved into more than individual storytelling. It became a shared experience for a growing community of viewers who found meaning in his approach. Many of his followers were not mechanics, yet they connected deeply with the underlying themes of persistence and problem-solving. Online interactions, comments, and shared stories created a sense of belonging around the idea that rebuilding, whether mechanical or personal, was always possible. His audience often described feeling motivated to start their own projects, inspired by the simplicity of his message. The community also played a role during difficult moments, offering encouragement during setbacks and celebrating successes alongside him. This two-way connection strengthened the impact of his work, turning it into something larger than content creation. It became a space where effort was valued, mistakes were accepted, and progress was celebrated in all its imperfect forms: evolution, expansion, and quiet uncertainty. As time passed, Derek Bieri's work began to evolve beyond traditional garage projects. New opportunities, collaborations, and creative directions emerged, hinting at expansion into broader storytelling formats and potential partnerships. At the same time, this growth introduced new challenges, including expectations, scheduling pressure, and the difficulty of maintaining authenticity at scale. Fans began noticing changes in frequency and tone, leading to questions about whether the original spirit of his work could be sustained. While nothing indicated abandonment, the shift reflected a natural transition that often comes with long-term creative careers. Balancing personal values with external demand became an ongoing negotiation. This period of uncertainty did not signal decline but rather transformation, as the boundaries of his work continued to stretch into new territory while still rooted in the same foundational philosophy of rebuilding and resilience. Legacy, continuity, and the next generation of builders. One of the most meaningful aspects of Derek Bieri's journey is the way his influence extends beyond his own work into the next generation. His son's growing interest in mechanical projects and independent content creation reflects a natural continuation of the values he has demonstrated over the years. Rather than simply passing down skills, he has passed down a mindset, one that values patience, curiosity, and persistence. This generational aspect adds depth to his legacy, suggesting that his impact will not end with individual projects, but continue through others inspired by his approach. The idea of learning through doing, failing, and trying again has become a core principle within his family and audience alike. In this way, his work functions less like a personal brand and more like a living tradition of craftsmanship and storytelling. Closing reflection on work, silence, and what comes next. Derek Bieri's journey remains an evolving story shaped by passion, uncertainty, and resilience. Whether working through mechanical challenges or navigating periods of silence, his presence continues to resonate because it reflects something universally familiar: the struggle to build, maintain, and improve despite obstacles. The recent questions surrounding his reduced activity highlight not disappearance, but transition, a natural pause in a long creative process. His influence persists, not only through completed projects, but through the mindset he has shared with millions. That effort has value, imperfection is part of growth, and persistence often matters more than outcome. Whatever direction his work takes next, the foundation remains clear. It is built on honesty, patience, and a belief that even the most forgotten things, whether machines or moments in life, can still be brought back to life with enough care and determination.